okay? This is a little challenging conversation I want to have with you. So if it's too much for you, I understand if you sign off. If you can, hang in there, breathe with me, okay? Breathe with me. I lived for 9 years in domestic violence. I had a husband, 6'4", 260 pounds, that beat me almost every day. I never knew when it was coming. The things I thought that would upset him, I would try not to do, but then it would be something else. And it was always coming from a different direction. I remember the first time he hit me. It was a backhand across my face in the street, Easter Sunday. I was on my way to my mother's house. And it was shocking. I was shocked. We had 3 children and he had never done that. I was shocked. And so immediately after that, he said to me, "Oh, I'm sorry." And he's weeping, he's crying, and he's falling down, and and so this is my husband. And I wanted to believe him. And so I got myself together and I wanted to believe him. Because so very often we let what people say override what we see and what we know. We listen to their words instead of measuring their actions. Can you hear me? Anyway, this went on for years and years and years. 9 years I stayed in the marriage. Punched, beaten. When I was pregnant with my youngest child, he turned the bed over. I was in the bed and he came home, and rather than have me question him about where he had been for 2 days, he dumped me out the bed and hit me with the bed slat and broke my jaw. I was 7 months pregnant. I'm saying that because I want you to understand. He told us, the body keeps score says it starts in the womb. I went to the hospital, but because I was 7 months pregnant, they couldn't give me the anesthesia required to wire my jaw. So they told me, they taped my face up so that it would heal. Because they couldn't give me the anesthesia because I was pregnant. And the doctor, his name was Clifton Bayburn. He was an intern, brother from Jamaica. After everybody left the room, he closed the curtain. He said, "I work 72 hours straight." He said, "Here is the key to my apartment. I've got a bed and a sofa." He said, "Don't go back there. Don't go back there. Go to my apartment." And of course, as many abused women, I denied the abuse and I went back home. First, because like I said, I was shocked. And then when it happened again, I felt stupid. And then I told myself this is somebody I loved. So I didn't want him to get in trouble. Then I was ashamed that it was going on. And then he told me how much I needed him and how nobody would want me. And I had 3 kids and I was young and I believed him. I listened to his words as opposed to trusting myself. And again, I never knew when it was going to come. It was new brands of abuse. I was punched. I was slapped. I was knocked down. I was, I'm not ashamed of it. I was abused and ashamed and afraid and guilty because I subjected my children to that. Until one day. I'm saying all of this to you to say this. Listen to me. This ain't political. America is an abused woman right now. This country is being abused. Some of it is unconscious and some of it is very conscious. I'm telling you what I lived. In the same way, I have an accumulation of rage in my body that I had to heal. I have the memory of domestic abuse. America is an abused country right now. And we are sleeping with our abusers. I'm going to let you figure out who that is, but I see it. I hear it. I hear it. The same way I could hear when he was working himself up to come and punch me or slap me or knock me down. America is an abused country. So for all of you out there that have experienced abuse, whether it's physical or psychological or emotional or physical, whatever it is, and you feel that rage coming up in your body, understand, it's not just because of what's happening now. It's because of what you've experienced. And don't tell yourself you don't know what's going on. We are being abused. We're being abused by the leadership of this country. I'm sorry. Ain't political. I'm talking about how we gonna heal. Okay? We are being abused. Every day. We're being lied to. We're being lied on. We're being lied about. We're being manipulated by lies. And we never know what's coming next. It's like a slap in the face. We just don't know what's coming next. And we're trying to survive. We're trying to survive. So one day, I had just had enough. I was scared. And I was afraid. And I was ashamed, but I was done. I was done. And that day I learned how to breathe. And what I learned that day, that I got to research later, was that not only in the womb do we get the trauma and the whatever it is that we're marinating in, we get something else. You know that my grandmother was a Native American, and that my mother was a first generation Dahomian here in this country. So as we're in the womb and our brain stem and our spine is developing, our bones are also being woven together. I learned something when my brother died. My brother wanted to be cremated. And, you know, I mean, we come from the burying people. We got to have a funeral and a coffin and go to the hole and all of that. My brother wanted to be buried, wanted to be cremated. And when I cremated my brother, I talked to the people in the crematorium because I wanted to know what was going on. What would happen? And the lady said to me, everything, when the body is cremated, the two things don't burn, don't go to ash, the bones and the teeth. Did you know that? I did not know that. I thought when you cremate somebody, everything just turns to ash and they give it to you in a little urn. No. She told me the bones and the teeth don't burn. I found that very interesting. So I went to do my research. You know, I'm going to do some research. And I came to understand that teeth represent foundation. They're like bones. And bones are the genetic, historical, ancestral coming together of everything and everyone in our genetic line. She told me that they take the ashes from around and that's what they give you. They don't give you the bones and the teeth. They give you the ash because that represents the body, which is what we hold on to. And the bones, they discard. Did you know that? I didn't know that. But it taught me something. it said to me that every person, every being from the beginning of time that's had any influence on my life, what I look like, how I grow, what my body is, it's in my bones. It's in my bones. And that I can pull up that most ancient power in my bones. That day, when I had had enough of my husband, when I had enough of being beaten and dishonored and abused and disrespected, when I said no more to domestic violence, I took a breath and I pulled up the energy and the power from my bones. It's in your bones. It's in your bones. Your power, the memory, the genius, the divinity, whatever you need, the memory of it is in your bones. So we have to stop looking out. We have to shift from survival. We have to eliminate, move beyond the rage and breathe down and pull it up through the bones. It's in your bones. Your power's in your bones. The ancient wisdom is in your bones. The ancient secrets, it's in your bones. How your ancestors survived the slave ship. And you know they were on a slave ship because if your ancestors didn't survive the slave ship, you wouldn't be here. It's in your bones. If they survived the gas chambers in Germany, it's in your bones. If they survived the wars, the plagues of the country, it's in your bones. No matter where you are. And scriptures tell us, these dry bones shall live. It's in your bones. So, you have the power. We have the power to say no to this abuse. We have the power to say, to move beyond survival. We have the power to stop reacting in rage. We have the power. It's in our bones. Stretch. Yoga. Tai Chi. Anything that's going to stop and move us from beyond the surface, beyond the abuse, beyond the trauma, down into our bones. I taught you all that. I don't know why I had to bring you this message today, but I did. What you do with it is your business. Healing rage. But if you just keep walking around mealy-mouthing, complaining, and whining, it means that you aren't using the power of your bones. The body keeps score. Healing rage. Breathe. Call up your ancestors.